Krishna. So that is why it is said here Krishna is Param Brahma. He is also Brahman, but he is Supreme Brahman actually. So that is what is the conclusion of Arjuna here, immediate after hearing Krishna's four sloki Bhagavad Gita conclusion. And also, Arjuna is saying that you are not only just Par Brahman, but you are Param Dhama. Param Dhama means that you are the sustainer. Everything sustains on you. Everything rests on you. And actually, if we carefully read Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter, Krishna already declared this fact. Anybody remembers what is the verse? In the 9th chapter, what Krishna says? So Krishna says, Maya tadam idam sarvam jagat avyakta murtina matstani sarvabhutani. So Krishna says that everything rests on me. And here Krishna is saying, 10.8, everything is emanating from me. In 9th chapter, Krishna is saying, everything rests on me. And Arjuna is declaring that everything rests on Krishna. So that is the conclusion of Arjuna. So this is Param Brahma, Param Dhama. And then also he is saying that Krishna, you are Pavitram Paramam. This is very important. That Krishna is the supremely pure personality. So many times people, they kind of put some blame on Krishna. And what kind of God Krishna is? He dancing with some young girls in the middle of the night. Ras Leela. He is a little corrupted person. Like that, sometimes some people, those who don't read the scriptures, not mature in their understanding, they come up with all these kind of ideas. But here, Arjuna is declaring that Krishna is Pavitram Paramam. He is supremely pure. It means Krishna can never be contaminated. Nothing, no activity can contaminate Krishna. Unlike people like us here in this world. If you do some sinful activities, immediately you are contaminated. You are not pure. But Krishna's all activities are supremely pure, and Krishna is also supremely pure. Pavitram Paramam. In the Ishopanishad, Krishna is explained as the Supreme Lord is said as Shuddham Apapa Viddham. So it means, Prabhupada translate, that Supreme Lord is antiseptic and prophylactic. What it means? Antiseptic means when we have some infection and you apply some antiseptic cream or something like that, some lotion, so that will cure your infection. Right? That is antiseptic. So if somebody is a very sinful person, but as soon as he brings Krishna in his life, then what happens? All his infections will be cured. Example is, when Srila Prabhupada came to this country, and then he started preaching, sharing this wisdom of Krishna consciousness with the most sinful people, the hippies. They are into all kinds of sinful activities, meat eating, gambling, illicit relationship, intoxication, all the 4 regulative principles they were breaking. But as soon as they took up this process of Krishna consciousness, chanting the holy name of the Lord, they became first-class devotees. So this is the meaning of antiseptic. That if somebody is infected, contaminated, very sinful desires, tendencies, it will purify the person as soon as he brings Krishna in his life. And how to bring Krishna in his life? So Shastra guides. Sometimes we might wonder like, how to bring Krishna in my life? What should I do? So under a Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, when we take the instruction, then we understand how we can bring Krishna in our life. So Shastra says, Nama Chintamani Krishnas Chaitanya Rasvigraha Purna Shuddho Nityamukto Abhinnatvam Nama Namino. So that verse explains that Krishna's holy name is non-different from Krishna. So when we talk about bringing Krishna into our life, which we might wonder how to bring Krishna. So the Shastra says Krishna's name is non-different from Krishna. So you bring Krishna's holy name into your life. It means you are bringing Krishna into your life. So as soon as somebody starts chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And immediately, what the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains, the first effect of chanting this holy name is Cheto Darpan Marjanam. It starts purifying your consciousness, your Chittam. So this is Pavitram Paramam. Krishna is so pure, He is Shuddham, he is antiseptic. Means everything will be purified just by touch of Krishna. And also, he is Apapaviddham, is prophylactic. It means it's not only just antiseptic, prophylactic means if you apply something, then you will not develop any infection itself. So one thing is you develop the infection, then you apply the lotion, and then infection will be wiped out, will be cured. But also, if somebody already have Krishna in their life, then infection will not even touch. Right? In our childhood, they know that polio, 2 drops, that will save you from polio. So once you take the 2 drops, then that infection will not contaminate you, it will not touch you. So similarly, every day we take those drops of Krishna's holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. We sincerely chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and we read Bhagavad Gita. Then what will happen? Those infection, which is we are surrounded by, all our environment in this modern age is so much infectious. So many things. Materialistic ideas, materialistic desires, they'll not touch the person. It creates one kind of protective layer, the kavach. So Krishna is Shuddham Apapaviddham. So that is what Arjuna is also declaring here, and that Krishna, you are Pavitram Paramam, you are the supremely pure personality. So Prabhupada in another place actually gives another example in the same connection, that how this example is given in the scriptures, and Prabhupada quotes this, that when someone put the iron rod in the fire, so the constant touch of fire, the iron rod also develop the qualities of fire, characteristic of fire. So when the iron rod becomes red hot and you touch that iron rod anywhere, it will act like fire. So similarly, we are all contaminated. We have so many sinful thoughts, sinful desires, sinful tendencies, lust, anger, greed, jealousy, and sometimes we understand and we wonder like how to really become free from this envious nature. I want to be nice to everyone, but it by default it comes when somebody is doing better than us, and then we are not happy about that. That is the symptom of enviousness, jealousy. Right. So one of our acharya explains what is jealousy. He says, par dukh ahasayanam. So par sukh ahasayanam. Par utkarsh ahasayanam basically. So it is said when somebody is doing better, they're happy and you cannot tolerate their happiness. So this is the symptom that we are envious. So we should understand that sometime all those kind of emotions naturally just emerges out. And you wonder why I'm becoming so, why I'm feeling so insecure, why I'm not happy about my friend, my relative, my family member, if they're doing something better than me, I'm not happy about that. So how to purify all of those contamination which is already sitting in the heart? Is there any way that you can go and remove it? So the process has been explained here, that when Krishna, somebody is touched by Krishna, Pavitram Paramam, like the example is given here, is when the iron rod is in constant touch with the fire, develops the qualities of fire, and it start to act like fire. Similarly, we all contaminated people, sinful people, when we constantly touch Krishna by chanting Krishna's holy name, which is not different from Krishna, then we start to develop all the great qualities like Krishna. Not equal to Krishna, but those qualities in some portion. Alright. Yashasya bhaktir bhagavati kinchana sarver gunas tatra samasate sura harau abhaktasya kuto mahadgunad manorathena asati dhavadavahi. So Bhagavatam explains that if someone is engaged in Bhagavati Bhakti, in the devotional service of the Supreme Lord Krishna, then sarver gunas tatra samasate sura, then all the great qualities which is found even in the sura. Sura means demigods. Demigods are supposed to have the great qualities, wonderful qualities. So as soon as somebody takes up the process of devotional service to Krishna, then all the great qualities start to manifest in that person. On the contrary, it has been explained, harau abhaktasya kuto mahadgunad. If somebody is not a devotee, one who is a bhakta, one who is not Hari's devotee, Krishna's devotee, then kuto mahadgunad. Then what good quality that person has. He might be very famous, very popular, very educated, very intelligent, but that is not considered as the great qualities if he is not a devotee of the Lord. Harau abhaktasya kuto mahad gunad. These all material qualifications has no true meaning in one's life. So the real value and the real meaning in life is if we have some little bhakti for the Supreme Lord, and that will result in all the great qualities. Because the other person who is not devotee, then what he will doing? Mano rathena asati dhavato bhahi. Sitting on the chariot of mind and running. Whatever mind dictates, he will do this. He will do that. Like that. So that is what I explained here. And that Krishna is Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. So we should understand, if we also want to become little pure, then we should bring Krishna into our life. We should touch Krishna by touching Krishna's holy name. Daily chanting Krishna's name, daily reading Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing this kind of discourses, then a lot of purification happens. Okay. And also, another meaning, another understanding to this particular point is that Krishna is supremely pure means, and that in no situation Krishna, like sometimes people say that actually there is this pastime also in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, that there is a devotee of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It was 500 years back. So when he used to go to attend the nature's call, so so this devotee, he was such a great devotee that he developed so much of devotion that constantly 24 hours he'll be naturally keep chanting the holy name, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So it was very natural for him. He's walking, he's doing anything, he's really constantly chanting the holy name. So he developed that habit. So then he thought, when he goes to attend nature's call, he thought maybe I should not be chanting while I'm doing this. So one time when he was attending nature's call, and he was, because naturally his tongue was vibrating the holy name. So he said, how to control this? Maybe this is offensive. While I'm attending nature's call, I should not be chanting God's name. So he was holding on to his tongue like that. And then he said, okay, I should not chant. And then another devotee actually passes by. He saw that why he's sitting like this, holding his tongue with his fingers, something like that. He asked him, and then he explained that why I'm attending nature's call, then I should not be chanting. Like that. So then that devotee, another devotee, said, looks like you already conquered the time factor. You know your future. So what do you mean? So it looks like you know your future, that when you're going to leave your body. So what do you mean? So he says, if you are chanting, you are not chanting, and suddenly if somebody leaves the body. So it is recommended in the scriptures, Antakale cha mameva smarana muktva kalevaram. The time of death, if somebody chants the holy name of the Lord, then he attains the perfection. So he said, now you're doing this, you are not chanting, and suddenly something happens if you die. What will happen to you? So then he started thinking, and this whole episode came to the notice of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard, then he actually sanctioned that Krishna's name can be chanted in any circumstances, in any place, in any time. So that is what is another meaning of Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. That Krishna is supremely pure, he doesn't get contaminated. When you're taking bath in the bathroom, in the restroom, somebody might be quite hesitant. Oh, I should not be chanting some kirtan or chanting holy name. It will be contaminated. No, it doesn't get contaminated. Krishna is supremely pure. Another example Prabhupada gives to explain this. Prabhupada say, like when you see the sun, and there's some water is collected which is contaminated. A lot of mosquitoes are, because of it is dirty water, contaminated water. A lot of germs are, produced there. But as soon as the sunlight falls there, then it purifies that place. You will see in the night, a lot of the mosquitoes and all kinds of germs comes, some dirty place. And as soon as the sunlight falls in the afternoon, in the morning and afternoon, then that everything just goes away. But just because sunlight is touching the dirty contaminated water, does it contaminate the sun? Ocean has become dirty because it came in touch with the dirty water. It doesn't get contaminated, right? So sun is the object of this material world. So you see, the object of this material world itself has that much potency, that it doesn't get contaminated by touching some contaminated place. Now we are talking about Krishna. Krishna is Pavitram Paramam. So he doesn't get contaminated. His holy name doesn't get contaminated. So it is highly recommended that one should always keep chanting the name of Krishna in any place, in any circumstances. Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti Tatrarbita Niyamita Smaranaye Nagalaha. So it has been explained, in any place, in any time, in any circumstances, one should be constantly chanting the holy name of the Lord. And that is what is recommended by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Kirtaniya Sadahari. Always chant. Always. It is very difficult to do that, but it can be achieved by sincerely practicing Krishna consciousness in the guidance of the bona fide Guru, in the association of Sadhu, and under the instruction and injunctions of the Shastra. So that is what it is explained here. So Arjuna is declaring here that Krishna, you are Param Brahman, you are Param Dhama, you are Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan. And he adds a lot more. He says, Purusham Shashvatam, that you are the Purusha. Purusha means, Krishna, you are a person. Sometimes people think, oh, God is some light. God is some energy. God is something. Some vague terms they give. But here it is clearly said, that God is a Purusha. But what kind of Purusha? Not like us. Why people doesn't accept Krishna or God as Purush? Because they think, oh, God is also a Purush. Then God will be like us. We are all limited. We have our own limitations. Right? If God is also Purush, then he'll be limited. So that is the logic. How God can be a person? If God is a person, then he'll be limited. God should be unlimited in his power, in his potencies, everything. So we should understand very carefully that we are limited not because we have the form, like some person or something like that. People think if you put some form to God like a Purusha or something like that, then that form limits God. God should be unlimited. But there is a problem in that understanding. God is not limited. We are not limited because of the form. We are limited because of the matter. God's form is spiritual form. Our form is material form, which is made out of earth, water, fire, air, ether, Panchabhut. So what limits us is matter, not the form. God, though he is the form, he is the Purusha, but he is still unlimited. So it is not that form is limiting God. Or it is not like form is limiting us. What is limiting us is the matter. God is spirit, complete spirit. So it is explained here is, that is Purusham Shashvatam. Now this is very important to carefully understand that Krishna is Purusha, but what kind of Purusha? He is Shashvat. Shashvat means eternally he is a Purusha. So now this is also another misinterpretation that some people give, that when God comes in different forms like Krishna and Rama and all of that, so they temporarily accept that form. Ultimately it is Nirakar Brahm. So they temporarily accept this form so that they can do some pastimes here, but ultimately they dissolve into that Nirakar Brahm. So we can refute that argument by this point that he is Purusham Shashvatam. That Lord is Purusha, he is the form, and his form is eternal, Shashvat. It's not like temporarily he takes the form of Krishna, Rama or any other form, but ultimately it is Nirakar. So Bhagavad Gita doesn't support this idea of Nirakar, impersonalism. It professes that God is a person, but God is not person like you and me. God is the supreme person, the transcendental personality. Purusham Shashvatam Divyam is the Divya Purusha, Adi Purusha, Govindam Adi Purusham. So he is a Purusha, but he is Divyam Purusham, transcendental personality, not like us, limited within our senses and so many abilities, limited abilities. Krishna is unlimited. So Purusham Shashvatam Divyam, and is Adidevam. Adidevam means, like many times people say, oh, they're all equal, you worship any god, it is all same, Brahma, Vishnu, Lord Shiva, they're all, anyone, whichever you like, you can worship them, and ultimately it is all same. But again, that idea is not supported by Bhagavad Gita. It is said here, he is Adi Devam. And Krishna already actually declared in the beginning of this chapter. He says, Aham Adir Hi Devanam. So there are many devas, many devtas. How many? 330 million demigods, devtas. That many. But Krishna is saying, Aham Adir Hi Devanam. I am Adi Dev. Adi Dev means I am the topmost. I am the original. The origin of all the devtas. So it is not like that we can say they're all same Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, or you worship anyone like that. No, Krishna is Adi Dev. He is Adi Purush. That has been explained here in Bhagavad Gita. So Purusham, Shashvatam Divyam, Adi Devam, and Ajam. Ajam means one who never takes birth, Janma. One who never takes Janma, Ajam, Aja. So Krishna already declared this, and then Arjuna is again confirming here. Anybody remembers where Krishna declared this? That I am Ajanma? Just to give the clue in the 4th chapter. Yes, 4.6, Ajopisanna Vyatma Bhutanam Ishwaropisan. So Krishna already declared that Ajopisanna, I am the Aja, I am Ajanma, I never takes birth. So what seems like, oh, Krishna took birth 5,000 years back in the jail, Kamsa's jail, Devaki was the mother, she gave the birth. These are all Leelas, pastimes. We should carefully read those Leelas from the bona fide scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam under the guidance of the bona fide teacher like Srila Prabhupada. Then you will understand that how Krishna took birth. His birth was not like ordinary person like you and me. That, the unification of male and female, which results in some kind of, conception, and then after 9 months the child is born. Krishna was not born like this. Krishna actually comes in his 4-ended Narayan form and gave the darshan to Devaki and Vasudeva in the jail. And he said, now I am coming as your son. Any of us gave darshan to our parents like that before we came? That I am coming as your son now? We can't do that. Krishna can do that. And that is why he is a Janma. So what seems like Krishna is taking Janma, is taking birth, is his transcendental pastime. That is his Leela. So one should not misunderstand all those things. And one should not try to minimize Krishna's position. We should not try to bring Krishna down to like we all take birth and Krishna also took birth. Something like that. Lot of controversies. People say, oh, Krishna also died. How he died? First of all, this word itself is a wrong word to use for Krishna, that Krishna died. How he died? Somebody shot the arrow, one hunter, and Krishna died. And Krishna took birth, Krishna also died. I also took birth, I'll also die. So I'm equal to Krishna. No, everything is Krishna's Leela. We need to understand very carefully that Krishna left the body, but there is a transcendental pastime. That itself is a big subject. Maybe some other time we will discuss that. So that is what is Arjuna declaring here. Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam, and he is Bibhum. Bibhu means, Prabhupada explains, there is a Bibhu and there is Anu. Anu means very tiny, limited, finitesimal, and then Bibhu means unlimited. So Krishna is infinite. So that is what is explained here. So Arjuna is declaring it. Now somebody might say, Prabhupada explains, oh, Arjuna is friend to Krishna. So he might be, like a friend, he might be flattering Krishna. He say, oh, my friend is powerful. So if I talk all these nice words, you are powerful, you are Shashvatam, Divyam, Param Purusham and all of that. So maybe he's flattering, bettering Krishna. But then immediately the followed word says that it is not that Krishna alone, Arjuna alone is giving this declaration. He is saying the same conclusion is that of the same, like Ahus Tvam Rashya Zarve, Devarshir Narajastada, Asito Devalo Vyaso. What I am saying, the same is the conclusion of all these great saintly people. Who are the saintly people? Narad Muni, Vyasadeva, Asita Devala. They are all great saintly authorities in the Guru Sishya Parampara. Right. So they are also saying the same thing. And that is what is my conclusion also. So it is not that he is flattering, but he is quoting that even the other great personalities also accept your position like Param Purusham, Param Dhamam, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan. So these are all the verses based on which we say that Krishna is Supreme Lord. So it is not like we are Hare Krishna fanatics. So we try to claim, oh, Krishna is only God. Krishna is only Supreme. and not like that. And this is just one verse, like that there's many, many verses in Bhagavad Gita itself, and then so many other scriptures also talks about that. Who is the Adi Deva? Who is the Adi Purusha? Who is the Supreme Lord? So like that, right? So we should take this knowledge uh, from the authorities. Like here, Arjuna is also quoting the authorities. He is not saying this is what is my opinion. No, he is not saying my opinion. Your opinion might be something. Who cares? My opinion, I am God. It can be my opinion. I can think always. One day I'll die thinking like that only. But who cares? So it should be backed up by the great authorities in the scriptures. So here Arjuna is also saying this is my opinion, and same is the opinion of these great saintly authorities. Asito Devalo Vyaso. So that is what is the scriptures explains. Mahabharata, actually this verse says that whenever you talk about anything, any spiritual subjects, then it should be backed up by Mahajano Yena Gadaza Banda. It should be followed in the footsteps of the great saintly people. We should not just try to impose our ideas, our opinion, but it should come in the parampara by the Mahajanas. And in the Bhagavatam, actually, the 12 Mahajanas has been explained. Swambhu Narada Shambhu, Kumaro Kapilo Manu, Pralado Janko Bhishmo, Balir Vyasi Girsayam. So the 12 names have been explained. Those were considered as the Mahajanas, the spiritual authorities. Swambhu, Narada, Shambhu, Shambhu is Lord Shiva, Narad Muni, Swambhuva Manu, Kumara, 4 Kumaras, Kapil Muni, Kumaro Kapilo, Prahlado, Prahlad Maharaj, Janak Maharaj, the father of Sita Devi, Prahlado, Janko Bhishma Dev, he is one of the Mahajana, and Bali Maharaj, Vayasiki is Shukdev Goswami, and then Vayam. Who is that Vayam? Somebody is talking this, somebody is saying this. And who is quoting this verse? Yamraj. So Yamraj is also one of the authorities. So that is how we take this knowledge of the scriptures in the Guru Sishya Parampara, following the footsteps of the great Mahajanas, great saintly authorities. And then we accept the fact who is God, who we are, and like that. So it is not my opinion, your opinion. We think like that. What do you think? We can think. But we should follow the scriptures. Okay. So I'll pause here. Let me see if anybody has any quick question or any comment. Yes. So your question is, we have all the sense of Supreme Soul. Yeah, that is correct. That Krishna says, Mamai Vamsho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanadana. We are all Amsha of Krishna. Krishna is Supreme Brahman. We are all part and parcel of Krishna. We are tiny Brahman. Krishna is Vibhu. We are Anu. We are just part of Krishna. So that is true. So when we talk about Atma, the soul, soul is actually part of the Supreme Lord, Super Soul. So yes, we are part of Krishna. That is the right understanding. Okay, so as we discussed today, that Krishna is supremely pure, Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. So Krishna, supremely pure, and when we chant Krishna's holy name, we also become pure. So now we'll be chanting Krishna's name. So we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Anybody is coming first time here? Those who doesn't know about chanting, please raise your hand. Okay, so there are people. Welcome to Krishna Balaram Temple. So I'll teach you that how to chant this, and also we have a special gift for you, a very unique and spiritual gift. So before you leave, please contact on the counter back there. Mataji is there. She'll help you to, give you the. Please receive your special gift. Okay, so the chanting of the Mahamantra is very, very easy, and this is the recommended process in this modern age. So what we do is we chant this Mahamantra, which is very simple. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So you are given the beats. So we chant the full mantra on one beat and then move to the next. Chant the full mantra again, then move to the next and move to the next. Like that we'll be chanting and counting on these beats 108 times. Right? So this is called the mantra meditation. We call it the sound meditation. So very, very powerful, very effective process recommended in this modern age. And not only that, we should chant on Sundays here in the temple, but we should chant it every day, even at your home also. So those who have not started chanting yet, our sincere and humble request to all of you, please take up this process very sincerely, seriously. Make some time in your day-to-day life. Just 10 minutes, chant this mantra, one round of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and that will add a great value in your spiritual journey. Okay, so let us chant now. And before we chant this Maha Mantra, we chant one invocation mantra on the center beat, which you can repeat after me. And this Hare Krishna mantra will be chanting together. And this mantra should be chanted loudly, as loud as we can hear. So we chant and try to hear the holy name. That is the process. Okay, so please repeat after me. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Now we'll chant all together, loudly and attentively we have to hear. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.